Last week, as the full House of Representatives was voting on whether or not to hold Steve Bannon in contempt for defying the subpoena from the January 6th Select Committee, a lot of Republicans voted against holding him in contempt. They didn't want Steve Bannon to be punished. They wanted him to get away with it. And now, a week later, we're finding out exactly why some of these Republicans thought it was just easier to let Bannon go than to actually do something about him defying the subpoena. One of those people is Republican Representative Ann Wagner, along with, of course, Republican Representative Michael McCaul. Wagner told Politico Playbook that the reason she voted against holding Bannon in contempt is because she didn't want to deal with what she calls the wacko birds in the Republican Party. Here's what she said. Then you get those wacko birds. That's why we had to vote the way we did today. The wacko birds. You know, that's a bit softer language than what I would like to use to describe the hardcore, angry element of the Republican Party that thinks Trump and his acolytes can do no wrong. But it does show you what the Republican Party has become. And it hasn't just become the wacko birds. And I'm going to keep using that word because it's funny and a Republican used it against her own party. So yes, we're going to use that. What Wagner admitted is that it's easier to lay down and not fight, to not follow the rule of law, to not hold people accountable. It's easier to just let all that go than to deal with her own angry, crazy, wacko bird constituents. Folks, if this is where the government is heading, if this is where the Republican Party is today, and it is, we're screwed. Like, we're 100% screwed as a country when these crazy wacko birds, who, by the way, make up a minority of the Republican Party, which, by the way, makes up a minority of the American public. So we're talking about a minority of American citizens are now so terrifying to their lawmakers that those lawmakers are not willing to punish somebody who openly, knowingly, willfully broke the law, which is what Steve Bannon did. If you or I defied a subpoena to show up in court or to show up at a hearing, there wouldn't be a vote on whether or not to hold us accountable. The police would show up at our door and arrest us. And then we would sit in jail until we agreed to go and honor the subpoena. That's what happens in regular world. But in Washington world, oh no, things are so much different. Oh, he broke the law, but I don't know, let's take a vote and see if we want to hold him accountable. Oh no, you're afraid of your own constituents because you let the crazy people take over your party. Totally understand it. Don't worry about it. Have a wonderful day. Go off to your next little fundraiser. That's what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now. And these idiot Republicans like Wagner were stupid enough or kind enough to admit that they're spineless cowards and that the party has now officially been taken over by the crazies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for fresh content 7 days a week.